Good morning, Year 10s, and welcome to the last of our solving equations videos for a while. So in these ones we're looking at equations that are in the form of fractions, and we're going to look at how we solve these. So we've got 3 examples. Let's start with our first one here. And so what we want to do is copy it out first. So I've got x over 4 equals 9 over 2. And we want to think what's happening to that x here while it's being divided by 4. So our step of working would be to times by 4, because that's the opposite. And we need to remember to do that to both sides. So on our left hand side, our 4's are going to cancel out, and we're just going to be left with x. And on our right hand side, when you're timesing a fraction by a whole number, you need to put that whole number over 1. And so we've got 9 times 4 and 2 times 1. So that's 36 over 2, and that can simplify to 18. If you're not sure how to simplify it, put it in your calculator. Okay, let's look at our next example. So here we need to look at what's happening to x. Well, x is having 3 taken away from it, and it's being divided by 4. But the 4 is dividing everything on top, so we need to get rid of the 4 first. So let's copy out the equation, because that's our first step. And then we're going to times both sides by 4. So when you times both sides by 4, the 4 still cancels out the same way, and you're left with x minus 3 on the top. And on the other side we have 20. So sometimes students think, oh, I have to times 3 by 4. You don't, because 3 is actually being divided by 4 at the same time. Okay, so that's all you're left with. For our next step, we're going to add 3 to both sides. And so our 3's are going to cancel out. We're left with x equals 23, and that's our answer. And that's all we need to do. So just make sure you set your working out really clearly, please, and copy down the question first. Okay, so here's our next question. Let's copy it out. 2x minus 1 over 4 equals x plus 4 over 3. Okay, so we've got x's on both sides, so I'm going to start by timesing both sides by 4, and that's going to cancel those 4's out. So let's write out what that will look like. So we'll have 2x minus 1 on that side, and on this side, because we don't have 4 on the bottom, it's not going to cancel out. So I'm going to write it as 4 over 1, and so the bottom is going to be 3 times 1, which is 3, and then the top is like when we're expanding brackets. So I'm going to have x times 4, which is 4x, and 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, so now we've got a fraction only on one side, and so I can times both sides by 3. And just remember, when you're timesing an entire side by something, it's like that thing is in brackets. And so we've got 3 times 2x, which is 6x, 3 times negative 1, which is negative 3, and on the other side, our 3's are just going to cancel out. So we're going to have 4x plus 16. Now it's just like those equations that we were looking at earlier. So I'll have to subtract 4x from both sides, and that will give us 2x minus 3 equals 16, and I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and so that will give me 2x equals 19, and now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So my 2's cancel out, and 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9.5. Okay, so you can see they're quite long problems, but if you follow it step by step, it does, we say that it kind of falls out, because it becomes really easy once you get past that first bit. Okay, so you can see that we looked at a range of problems there, some harder than others. So the first one should be quite easy like this, and it should get harder as you go on. So look at exercise 10.13, and if you need a bit more extension, there's 10.14 there as well. Thank you.